Welcome back to the Make Time for Success podcast. This is episode number 231. If you're curious how to become more consistent and perhaps more self-disciplined in your personal and professional efforts, this episode was tailor-made for you. I have worked with clients over the years to eliminate the roadblocks that are in the way when it comes to getting things done. And I share 5 really wonderful tips inside this episode. Let's go listen to the tips together now. Hi, I'm Dr. Christine Lee, and I'm a psychologist and a procrastination coach. I've helped thousands of people move past procrastination and overwhelm so they could begin working to their potential. In this podcast, you're going to learn powerful strategies for getting your mind, body, and energy to work together so that you can focus on what's really important and accomplish the goals you want to achieve. When you start living within your full power, you're going to see how being productive can be easy and how you can create success on demand. Welcome to the Make Time for Success podcast. I'm excited to dig into today's topic, which is 5 ways to build self-discipline without burning yourself out and without beating yourself up. I think it's important to start by discussing the word self-discipline. It has a lot of different connotations, and some of them maybe make the concept a little heavy because the whole concept of discipline or being disciplined can evoke the concept of punishment. And I in no way mean to mention self-discipline with that connotation. I am talking about self-discipline as a personal practice, one that is rooted in love and peace and consistency and kindness to yourself. So we're just going to stop being afraid of the concept of being self-disciplined. And we're going to start to see ourselves as people who are very capable of greater consistency, greater self-discipline, greater self-regulation, because I feel like there is zero harm in that. Now, I want to mention that the 5 ways to build self-discipline that I'm going to mention inside this episode are rooted in compassion. They're rooted in principles of psychology, and they're rooted in how I understand habit change to be. We are going towards wins. We're going towards feeling like a success after we have tried, we've made our efforts, and we've made our plans. And we're going for better way to be productive. Instead of tearing ourselves apart and forcing ourselves to do things, we're just going to flow throughout the day. We're going to be grateful for our wins, and I'm going to show you how to do that starting now. Okay, the first point I want to mention is that you want to always know what your why is. That's WHY. You want to anchor all of your plans and your thoughts and your schedule towards your why, because I think when we set up goals and we don't really have much emotion or meaning attached to them, sometimes we get distracted. Sometimes they wither away. Sometimes we don't put our best foot forward in terms of trying to complete those goals. But when we have goals that are anchored in our why, when we really have a meaning behind our goals, a meaning behind choosing this one particular type of goal, then I feel we can really engage our energy and we can decide, you know what, I do really want to stick with this. You know what, I'm not going to let my fears and worries derail me because I have this important reason why I've chosen this goal. So I want you to take a moment, write down a goal that you might have right now that is unfinished or unmet so far, and decide for yourself, let me think about what my why is here. Let me journal about this. Let me write a few lines. Doesn't have to be too deep, but you just want to remind yourself why you want to be consistent, why you really want to see yourself reaching and crossing the finish line with this particular goal, and see how that helps you, see how that keeps you headed straight towards that beautiful finish line. Point two is you want to learn how to be really good at moving forward using micro movements. And the reason why I think we sometimes lose this feeling of being self-disciplined is that we get overwhelmed, we get burned out, we get frustrated, we get afraid. And I always coach my clients that if you're in that kind of state, we understand. It's understandable. We're all human. We get afraid of things. We get overwhelmed, sometimes quite easily, but it's okay to train yourself to step back, observe what's going on, and break your tasks down into a much smaller, much more doable piece. That tends to cut the overwhelm in half, if not totally, completely wipe it out of the scenario. And when you know what your next move is, guess what? You tend to flow forward. You tend to decide, oh, I don't have to really be afraid of this. This is so easy for me to do. And I always suggest do the tiniest bit if you're really stuck, right? What is the smallest thing you can think of? Sometimes it's just like opening the door and walking out of your house. That may sound too small to you, but you might be feeling stuck if you don't think in that kind of small micro increment. So design the micro movement. Tell yourself that you're safe to move again. Remember point one, which is anchor into your why. Remember why you're doing these things in the first place, and then break up with that resistance. You do not have to stay on the struggle bus. You do not have to stay in that avoidance pattern anymore. It is really okay to be successful and to have that feeling throughout the day. It's really okay, and you will be okay. Point three is very similar to point two. You want to use your natural energy and flow, and you want to avoid feeling like you have to force yourself into doing things. So often when we're stuck in the mindset of, oh, everything is dreadful, everything is so hard, everything is so overwhelming, I am so overbooked. When you're focusing on how things are really difficult in this moment, your body's going to decide, you know what, let's protect this person. Let's protect you. Let's get you to stand still so that you don't have to face this difficulty. But when you decide, you know what, I'm headed towards my why, I'm really looking forward to this goal, I have a micro movement that I can start with. And when you decide you are made for this, you are ready for this, you have a lot of skill, you have a lot of experience, you're up for this challenge, you're curious as to what lies ahead, then you're using your natural energy. You're using your high vibrational self to move forward. And you're really protecting yourself from feeling burned out and taxed and exhausted. We no longer want you in a taxed and burned out state. We want you to feel vibrant every time you try to do something. And we want you to get more familiar with your natural energy and your natural power to get things done. I think we all love it when we're in that flow state. And I think there's a reason for that. We don't enjoy being stuck for a reason, because stuck makes us feel like we're not good enough, like we don't have what it takes, like we're never going to get to those goals. But really, when you allow yourself to flow forward, you really realize, oh, there's actually nothing in my way, except sometimes the way I'm thinking about things. So let's challenge that resistance. Let's flow forward and let's get those wins. All right. Point four is you want to see those wins that you're getting. You want to make your wins visible. By that, I mean, we have to celebrate our progress as we are making it, right? We're on the middle of the road. We're in the middle of our pathway forward. But that doesn't mean we have to just feel like we're moving slowly or we're not making progress. We want to see that we're really making gains. So make sure you pat yourself on the back, you celebrate, you pause to observe how far you've come along the way to your goal. You may also want to employ really tangible ways of tracking your progress, like tracking sheets or checklists or to-do lists or using before and after photos. I really enjoy seeing people's before and after photos when I'm running my decluttering challenges. They're fantastic and they're so motivating and exciting and inspiring. So you want to get into the habit of being inspired and knowing that you can inspire yourself by making your wins visual. And it helps your brain to say, oh, she's got this. Oh, he's got this. Oh, she really enjoys winning. Oh, he really enjoys seeing positive change. Your brain is going to cooperate with the information that you're supplying it. So keep track of your wins and don't forget to celebrate them. The last point that I have for maintaining consistency and self-discipline is you want to make sure you are patient with yourself and curious when you fall down, when you slip up, or when you start recognizing that you've done something that falls in the category of self-sabotage. We have to just normalize the fact that we sometimes make mistakes. We sometimes fall back into old habits and patterns. We sometimes don't move as quickly as we might be able to. And just be more kind to ourselves instead of choosing to berate ourselves or to call ourselves names or to drop ourselves out of the success path. We want to just say that setbacks and slips are a normal part of the process of getting somewhere new and decide to even chuckle like I often do. You hear me chuckling and laughing at myself sometimes, but also making things light can really help us to recover from those moments when we find ourselves self-sabotaging or making mistakes or doing something silly or distracting ourselves and getting ourselves derailed. Just pause and ask yourself, why did that happen? How can I do things differently moving forward? And get curious with what happened to open yourself up to the self-sabotage. You can learn from this. You can recover certainly from self-sabotage. I think we oftentimes do. And I wish that for you because you're not about ruining things for yourself. You're not about making mistakes on purpose. You are about success and you're just learning about yourself along the way. You're learning about what is needed from you to succeed. So be patient with yourself, be curious, ask yourself really good investigative questions when you are just marveling at how you could have made that mistake and just decide this is all happening for you because it really, really is. And when you get to know yourself in this way, you start to deepen your trust in yourself. You start to see, oh, wow, there's so many opportunities I can take advantage of now that I know myself that much better. It is all happening for your success. Just allow your body and mind to cooperate with you instead of having your body and mind fight you along the way towards success. You're going to head in the success direction regardless. I fully believe that because we're all motivated to do well. And I'm giving you these 5 tips to make that road a little bit more smooth and to up your self-discipline just that much more so that you get to the finish line as you plan. Just as a recap, here are the 5 points to make your self-discipline a little more present and reliable. Point 1, anchor yourself in your why. Know why you're doing what you're choosing to do. You could choose anything to do, and you've chosen this goal. So understand why it's come to the surface and it's become a priority for you. Point 2, make sure you break up with your resistance by choosing to opt for micro movements. You can move in the tiniest of steps, but you're still moving yourself forward. Point 3, you want to remember to use your natural, vibrant, and powerful energy instead of forcing yourself to do things against resistance, against feelings of dread and dislike of stuff. You want to get to a point where you're liking this forward movement and you're liking feeling like a success and you're expecting that for yourself all the time. Point 4, you want to make sure you remember that you're winning along the way. Stop, pause, recognize the gains that you've had, recognize that your success goal is just a few steps ahead of you, and keep yourself motivated by tracking and recognizing and celebrating your wins. And finally, point 5, remember to just accept when you slip up or make mistakes or decide you're going to take a break accidentally. It is all okay. Remember that you can regain your clarity at any moment. You can be curious about those moments when you do make slip ups and mistakes. And this is all for you. It's one big, giant, hilarious, and interesting game. So play full out, play with bravery, play with kindness and support towards your heart and your mind and your body, and you will reach those precious goals that you have for yourself and your life. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was really fun to put together. I love this kind of material, and I love teaching my clients how to just make success easier. Actually, the name of this whole podcast is Making Time for Success. It's not just time. It's also preparing your soul and your being and your energy for the big effort to find the success that you want in your life. Remember, you are a success already. You're just building the life that you want to see as well. I want to let you know that I have a free download for this episode. You can get that at maketimeforsuccesspodcast.com/tidy. And that is TIDY. Again, it is maketimeforsuccesspodcast.com/tidy. Not only will you get a review of the 5 points that I've mentioned in this episode, you will also get an invitation to my upcoming free 5-day challenge called Re-Energize Your Home. This is my now infamous 5-day decluttering challenge, and it is so much fun to run. It is so much fun to be a part of as a participant, and I invite each and every one of you to join me in this next round. The next round will be starting May 26th. And again, all you need to do to sign up is get this free download at maketimeforsuccesspodcast.com/tidy. I will see you soon, and I will definitely see you next week when the next episode drops. Take care. Thanks for being here. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Make Time for Success podcast. If you enjoyed what you've heard, you can subscribe to make sure you get notified of upcoming episodes. You can also visit our website, maketimeforsuccesspodcast.com, for past episodes, show notes, and all the resources we mention on the show. Feel free to connect with me over on Instagram too. You can find me there under the name Procrastination Coach. Send me a DM and let me know what your thoughts are about the episodes you've been listening to. And let me know any topics that you might like me to talk about on the show. I'd love to hear all about how you're making time for success. Talk to you soon.